on the next one. Oh, no.
This Friday night, the sprint cars go racing for the Coca-Cola King of the Wings title at Claremont Speedway. Coca-Cola Sprint Car King of the Wings, this Friday night, Claremont Speedway, 7:30 p.m.
The King of Wings has a history of 42 years. You need a great team, some luck, and a fast car to win this event. Many have tried, but only few have become king. "40 laps with a pit stop." Some race to glory, others find hardship. Who has what it takes to go the distance of 40 laps, to stand tall and be crowned the Scarterfield Smash Repairs King of Wings for 2023. The drivers are ready, the crew's prepared. The track is at its best. The crowd has poured in. The fans have got their merchandise. We are ready in a gathering of thousands to watch those things with wings tear up the raceway. It's the King of Wings. This is Speedway, Episode 5 with the Dirt Track Nutters.
Well, welcome race fans, it's Episode 5, it's time for the King of Wings. We try to chase some of the stories behind the scenes and different things here at DTN. It started last night, Friday night, when Michael Pickens flew in, a known speed car superstar throughout the world and sometimes sprint car driver in New Zealand. He came here last night and put some of the best laps that the Motorplex has ever seen, an unofficial lap record at 12.588, and we say unofficial because it was only in hot laps and it wasn't in a time trial or race situation. So we went and saw Michael a little bit earlier on and asked him about that time trial and fast car of the Williamson number 3 Avalon Group sprint car, and we're going to follow him through the night and see what develops for this New Zealand champion here at the Perth Motorplex for the Scarter Field King of Wings sprint car event. Well, Michael Pickens, you came here last night, you flew in and you flew around the racetrack. The first hot lap session though, looked like you struggled a little bit going into turn 1, and then you guys just got better and better and tuned the car as the night went on.
Yeah, the track was perfect for the last session, obviously. Yeah, no, it was really good. So, yeah, but a greasy start with the first couple of sessions and just getting me up to speed, but no, it's great. Awesome opportunity to get some practice laps before going green tonight.
A few people asked us yesterday when you actually flew in and then got in the car.
Flew in was it Thursday night, and then yeah, so practice the following night. Sometimes when I run to Graham Jones in the Major, I'll fly in on a Saturday race that night, but this has been all new to me over here. We thought we'd get some laps about.
Not your first time in the Motorplex, you love this joint, but how different is it in a sprint car, learning obviously the wing downforce, all that kind of stuff for the speed car around here?
Yeah, I mean, I run a sprint car back home, but it's so much slower, so it is a lot different. And tonight will be a different experience again as the track widens up with traffic and dirty air and all that kind of stuff. So just another learning experience.
All right, mate. Good luck for hot laps time trials, and we'll see you out through the night.
The Avalon Group Oval 1 Williamson Motorsport crew has allowed us access into their team for the night.
How cool is that? Show us what this is.
What are you talking about getting one of these, eh?
That's pretty cool, man.
Pretty detailed. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
How good was that Kiwi in your car last night?
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, he was just getting comfy last night in the car, so it was like qualifying laps for him, which over here qualifying is really hard, so for him to go out there and do a couple of good times for him gave him a bit of confidence as well, so I think he'll be fine, eh? He's obviously a talented driver, so it won't take him too long to get out there and mix some boys.
I see he struggled a little bit in that first run. It was breezy obviously into turn 1,
Yeah.
but then you guys must have just done some really cool setups on the car because he was like a rocket ship.
Yeah, he went out there and I think the first session got in that grease there, and he came back in and said he's just going to be there for a while until other cars go out and push it up. So he went out again and it was still a bit greasy, but yeah, we sort of got the car out there once that grease sort of got off turn 1 there, and he was into it. He came in and said he didn't lift at all off the throttle, and you could tell from the lap times that he was giving it to it. But yeah, you sort of look at the car that night, it didn't seem like it was going fast, but just lap times obviously told a different story. It was, the car was pinned down and it was on rails, and yeah, Ball's done a good job to talk with Pickens and get the car set up to where he's comfy with.
It's going to blow off tonight. I mean, we thought about that last meeting and it really didn't, but if the wind doesn't die down that many big cars, big tyres on here, it's definitely going to blow off. That'll force some tricks up your sleeve, because you know about slick tracks, but he's not really used to that many slick tracks here, but he runs an American speed car that much. He could probably adapt to it fairly fast.
Yeah, I think he's very adapting to everything he does. So, like you said, where Western Springs in his sprint car where he races, it's very flat, slick track. So he's obviously really good with throttle control, and obviously on a big track like this, when it's against the wall, there's a lot of throttle controls being needed for these feature races when the track slows down. So it'll be interesting to see, but I think he'll be right. He's got Brody working on the car with him, and those two have kicked off pretty well already. So I think if the car was struggling for Michael, I'm pretty sure Brody and Michael can talk and get that car to suit track later on.
Now, we know you've got some health problems. We're not going to ask you what they are, they're a personal thing, but from the fans' point of view, they want to know that how you're going, if you're going to be okay, that kind of stuff, but also too, you're down here, even though you're not the greatest, and still interacting with fans, on autographs, and making sure that you're doing your thing for Williamson Motorsport as well.
Yeah, well, I'm doing a lot better. Not too sure about next meet or after that what I'm going to be doing, but at the moment, yeah, feeling good enough to walk around and relax with the fans. I'm probably actually going to go up in turn 1 and sit down and actually enjoy the racing. Obviously, I sat back and watched that Priolo race last meeting, and I was sitting at home, and it's just too hard to sit at home and watch the car on TV. I told the parents, and they come down and actually look at it. So all the fans that supported me, I thought I'll come down here and chill out with them and see what they go through every meeting, and sit here and enjoy it myself.
Well, on behalf of all the fans, we wish you well personally in your health, firstly, and then wish you well, mate, with Michael in the car and having some fun. That's the main thing, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's all we're down here for. I'm happy with the fun. Michael knows that as well, but usually when you're having a lot of fun, you start getting good results as well. So yeah, we're going to have a good night and enjoy it like we always do.
All right, mate. We'll come and see you through the night.
All right, cheers, mate.
It's all bull dust, Glenn.
I gotta work out the bull dust. I can get just coordinated.
See, the difference between videographers and photographers now is one gets to have an ice cream and the other one's still working.
Brad Barron will be having his shortly, no doubt.
Going on, Ricardo? Looking for a big night or what?
Bit of excitement last night to finish off the 14 there with Michael Pickens, so yeah, a bit of a buzz around the joint.
Must say there was a ripper photo. You got him down the back straight with the time in the background.
Yes, yeah, bit of luck on that one. It was just by chance I was standing there and I was listening to the headset, so I thought I better try and frame this up nicely, and it just happened I got it right there, so yeah, a bit of pot luck on that one.
What do you mean? You didn't Photoshop it? I know a few that do. No, I can guarantee that Ricardo didn't. Nah, good job, mate.
I didn't Photoshop that one. No, that's as true as a shot. Probably not my best of photos, but I think more of what it is
yeah, what it represents.
That one. Yeah, buddy.
He's got called sweetheart by a guy. Dodgy.
Are you jealous?
No. When you come tonight, on the way here or during the day, do you think about what you sort of got to do, what you want to get, a couple of the shots that you want to do before you even get here?
Just try and pick out, try and change it up with the time trials and stuff like that, so tonight I've got a bit of an idea what I want to do, so usually what lenses I chuck in the kit for doing that. So tonight I'll be shooting front straight, coming out of 4, stuff like that's usually pretty good, nice and clean. No shadows hopefully on that one, so usually aim for on that. And then, yeah, so it goes after that.
All right, mate, have a good night, bud.
Alright, enjoy.
DTN couldn't do our new Speedway show without our valued partners. Comex Civil, Redline Race Cars and Roll Cages, A Steel Powder Coaters, Crewwear Incorporated, Cashford Containers, Coverall Sheet Metal, My Race Setup, Oval Track Racing Die Casting Collectibles, Ultra Tune Morley, and Michael Holmes Racing Performance Parts.
How you been, mate? Got the Manning Toyota Sprint Car Series in full flight now. You guys are doing a fantastic job. How are you finding it this year so far?
Look, I think it's a good season. I think this season is just probably a carry-on from previous seasons, where obviously we've been chipping away, everyone involved in the series we've been chipping away, working on little things along the way to make things better. And that builds on momentum as well. Obviously we've got more sponsors on board, the car counts are good, the quality of the cars is great, and look, I think it's going to be a cracker of a season, and we're really just scratching the surface of the potential of where we can be with this thing, I think.
Having the Toyota backing, but also all the other sponsorship, makes it so much more important with fans' orientation too. They really look forward to that, connection with the fans.
Oh, look, absolutely, Jason. I mean, the biggest thing for Toyota is they're the biggest car company in the world. And if you can get backing from Toyota, and they've renewed the sponsorship with us for 3 seasons, they're happy with what we're doing, and we're absolutely happy with the support that they're giving all the drivers. And it snowballs from there, I think.
Oh, have a good night, mate.
You too. Cheers.
Well, a lot different track than last night, Callum, already.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just obviously heat race and then race night before we go qualifying is good. It just opens the whole track up. So Michael got third in his group just then for hot lap, so he's quite happy. We're just going to tighten the car up a little bit more and let it go out.
Is up on the wall already, and we're only in time trial, so it's going to be full on Slide Jump City tonight. We don't know his time yet, but Pickens was a little bit conservative, and rightly so. With the track right up on the wall at the moment, he doesn't want to damage that Avalon Group Williamson car. Jimmy Inglis, King of Wings last year, just gone fast time.
Mate, I reckon he went a bit conservative because it was right up on the wall already.
Yeah, it was like his first time, like right up there on the slick track. He had like on the practice night, he had obviously like the tightest tracks and now the slickest track, so it's a bit different for him. He didn't even get near the wall last night to run against the wall, on the wall, so a lot of these local boys here, they know how to pound it, so he done really well though, like he surprised me a fair bit, so we're going to go back there and give him a bit of a hand, I'm not turning spanners, but give him a bit of a hand and tighten it up for him.
Now you're going to slack off tonight.
Yeah,
good on you,
pretty
too, so you should.
Cheers.
Give the order.
Cheers, mate.
As the crowd files into the Motorplex, I take this chance to go and talk to Frank Scarterfield, the major sponsor of the event.
Talking today with the sponsor of the King of Wings, Frank Scarterfield. Frank, where was your love affair in Speedway? Where did they meet?
The love affair with Speedway was Forestfield Speedway when I was a boy growing up in the High Wycombe area, and rode me treadly on Sundays, every second Sunday, obviously during the summer, to Forestfield, and then if I was lucky enough to get a lift to Wattle Grove. So I suppose it was the initial start, but then there was a huge lull. Obviously you grow up, you move out of the area, Forestfield closed. Didn't like going to Claremont that often because of the hassle of getting there on a Friday night, and I just had my licence, etc. So I used to drive to Bunbury a bit because Claremont turned off the noise at one period, and that was me, I loved the noise of Speedway, and then when the noise was turned off with the mufflers, basically Bunbury become almost the best place to go. So I used to go down there, and I do talk to Ron Cricky a bit, I used to go down there to watch his ass get kicked if I could, or him come up here or whatever it was, but that was the passion at the start of it all, yeah, for sure.
What made you want to start sponsoring Speedway? And
well,
Speedway
funny
people?
enough, there's a fellow by the name of Wayne Scroop. Wayne's Kai's dad, and Wayne and me have been adversaries, involved in cricket and football in the area for a long time, but there was a bit of a falling out between us over his passion for the football, my passion for the cricket. And then one afternoon I was at the Boab Tavern, and Wayne said to me, Kai, who I knew was driving juniors, is going to race a sprint car next year. And I honestly thought, what a load of shit. How does a kid jump out of a junior and race a sprint car? And I think my comment was, Wayne, if that happens, confidently thinking it won't, I'll start sponsoring. Well, that was the start of what is now. I can't even imagine what we spend on Speedway now.
It's been a number of years, probably maybe 10
Yeah.
for the Scudderfield Smash King of Wings now. But that sponsorship has really grown with the event as well. King of Wings has been around for 42nd annual now, but it's synonymous now with Scudderfield Smash.
Yeah, and that's an honour for us. I don't want to be known as a bloke that sponsors a division. I think you'd know Jay, so I sponsor out at the Ellenbrook Speedway too because I see such a wonderful organisation out there. So although it's not as much, I sponsor a lot of other divisions, or they bring cars into work, etc. And then obviously my passion to keep involved with the Oldfield boys, who I just reckon are wonderful for Speedway. So that comes all away from the King of Wings. But the King of Wings event, and having the amount of people that walk up to me and walk past me, even at Cricket Club today when I called in before I went, oh, Scudderfield King of Wings, that's what it's become a really good thing. But proud of it, want to grow it, not sure how much longer. And when I only say that because I suppose at some stage I might not be able to. And for some reason I'm a pretty easy touch, as you know, that when it comes along to trying to help out things, I'll never say no. And in fact, as I was talking to you today, Jace, I didn't have a ticket to get in today.
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. You've sponsored the event, you get obviously looked after with sponsorship stuff in that, but you gave all those tickets away to make sure other people could get here, and you found out you didn't have a ticket yourself. Instead of worrying about it, you went online and tried to get yourself a ticket. Yeah,
and that's exactly what happened. And I wasn't lucky enough because it wouldn't worry me, but Gav Migro rang me, and as I was doing it, I was just trying to figure out how to buy a ticket, which is how savvy I am. And Gav sent me a ticket. So, but I just want to see people want to come and see this wonderful sport, the passion that's involved with families. And tonight, the reason that I've got in this extra challenge, I suppose, is because the fans are the most important thing to me. Whilst my workshop is full of not always Speedway cars, but I've had so many people come to me through the Speedway, and I never sponsored for that reason. You never sponsor anything thinking, oh well, if I spend $10, can I get $20 back? I don't believe that, but at our level, you might do if you're HBF or someone like that. But, so I started sponsoring, and so many of the fans have been through my workshop. Either sent someone to there or been recommended there. It happens daily at work, but I still couldn't tell you if I was ever even. I don't measure it that way. It's just wonderful to see people that I know are committed and love the sport like I do.
Now, Speedway are cult people. They love their cult heroes. They love their cult, colours and all that. Frank's Challenge is starting to become a little bit of a cult thing already. You had a great challenge last year that went off, and the crowd and the people in Speedway for 12 months have really remembered it. You've brought in a new challenge this year.
Yeah, brought the new challenge in because it went off, and I thought it made it a bit boring. And I think you've got to remember that it never happened before. No one had led this event and gone on to win it in the history of what Scotty would have kept as stats. And James did it, and there was no one more pleased than me when that happened. But I thought if I do it again this year, it's a bit boring. It's a bit boring because it's the same thing. So I come up with what I thought the fan challenge could be, and the idea tonight is for the fans to encourage that driver to take the challenge. Now, if they don't, I fully respect them. I mean, if I was one of the guys and I hadn't won a feature before and I was leading it and I thought this is my first chance to win a feature, I probably wouldn't, and I can totally understand that. But what we have done too for those guys that have taken the challenge is that if you take the challenge and you don't even finish the race, we'll give you a couple of $1,000 anyway, because it's a good promotional thing. And then on top of that, what I've done tonight, Frank Scudderfield's not the most important person at Speedway by any stretch of the imagination. This might be an event tonight that's named after our company. Well, you just mentioned me as a cult hero, or it's starting to be that way with the Scudderfield Smash Repairs, but really the main thing for me is a fella that's not racing at the moment is young Callum Williamson, and I see the reaction of the crowd here. I wasn't even here last week, and I hear when the car get pushed on the track, the crowd lifted because they thought it was Callum. Some of them don't know that Callum wasn't able to race and Priolo was racing. So I spoke to Callum last night. I think it's only fair that he presents the trophy tonight, because there'll be no one harder hit than him not being able to race in this event. And not only that, I would hopefully that the commentators can have a talk to Callum, bring Callum's story of what he's going through to the fans, and we can continue when Callum's fit, we can continue that hero thing. So I do deflect a lot when I'm involved with the sport. I try to. Some people wouldn't believe it, but I'm a fairly shy guy, but I deflect it in such a way I still want to see other people involved. And so tonight, hopefully, it's the Callum Williamson encouraging the crowd with Chris and the rest of the commentators, and hopefully the driver sticks up his hand and has a go. And what it would do as a fan, if you are a fan of another race driver, you might start watching the other race driver just because he's taken the challenge.
Well, Dirt Track Nutters, on behalf of all the fans and all the supporters, all the Speedway people, would love to just say thanks very much for your support of Speedway, because it helps everybody in Speedway, not just your business, but the fans to come through the gate and see a special event like this Scutterfield's King Wing. So, mate, thank you very much for that.
Thank you. Yeah, Jason, we've got to remember who the heroes are in Speedway, and Dirt Track Nutters are the heroes. Fair dinkum, you guys, what you do is huge, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to you.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
The pits is filled with keen spectators, but the busiest pit bay of them all is the Williamson Motorsport Sprint Car team. Look how busy this joint is.
Hot laps and time trial session, straight to the wall, pretty technical, I guess, early.
Yeah, sure was. I said to the guys, the last thing I want to do is plug the car in the fence and tear the car up. So yeah, took it a bit easy, and it cost us for starting 8th in our heat race. So we've got a bit of work to do, but I just got to get comfy, and hopefully we've got 40 laps later on, and hopefully get up front later.
Hopefully they'll not touch the track and they'll sort of let it go. They might touch up a little bit here and there, but let it go off. In a sprint car, it's going to be way different for you, but that wind coming across from turns 1 as well, be a little bit different in a wind car for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've got so much new stuff going on. It's everything's new around here. So yeah, I just got to get a handle on running up on the fence and just get comfy, like I say.
What do you normally like in a race car, in a sprint car especially? Do you like a little bit looser or a little bit tight?
I probably like it tight, I guess. Getting the wing back and the trunk as much as I can. But, once again, this place is different. When you run the wall, you can't get too tight. Yeah, otherwise you'll plug the front end in. But probably a tighter race car.
All right, mate. Good luck for the first heat.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's film Bruce going ass up.
Hopefully not.
I'll have it on video though.
I've got the wrong shoes for doing it.
Bruce Russell, ladies and gentlemen. Well, as you can see, the sun's going down. Still a fair bit of moisture in the track. So what it looked like in time trials was really dry. It's still pretty dry, but there's a bit of moisture up top. But there's not much of a cushion yet. So there's not much room up here between a good lap and a lap that will put you on the tow truck. It's not even his camera bag, he's stealing stuff out of someone else's. Is that yours? Is that your stuff? Are you stealing? Are you sure?
I seem to be missing something. I don't know what it is. It's something.
Maybe something longer than you got yourself?
There we go.
Oh, there we are. The compensator.
The compensator, the overcompensator.
So Michael Pickens is out of 8 in this one. Heat number 3, Michael's first heat.
again, the EGT 49th Annual Golden Stakes right here at Perth Motorplex. A field of 10 top door slammers chasing, what is it, it's the second round of the championship for you guys. So it's going to be awesome. 10,000 horsepower, nitro fighting cars, cruising down the corner line with 500
Yeah, Michael, that was a pretty good little points haul. You got to the bottom, the car was working there for a bit for the first couple of laps, but hard to stay there the whole track.
Yeah, it was. I'm just still getting used to run up on the fence, and we've got to change the wing in this, for the next run. But yeah, now I'm having a blast. It's just it's all different for me, and but I'm enjoying it. I'm learning.
Well, they're working pretty hard on the car, Michael. What happened?
We blew the Jacobs ladder out of it. Just coming off the 2, I got sort of squirrely and slapped the right rear on the fence and blew the ladder out. So not a major. We'll change her out and go again.
Well, mate, smile on your face. So you're going forward. That's good.
Yeah, mate. Bloody oath.
Let me just get this cut in, don't you? Thank you.
Nino is next, Sanagra, then David Carstairs. Brendan. Element goes on the inside. Control. Third place as we look back in the field is Glenn Mears. Is Christian from Stevie Allen, then Glenn Mears, Brendan Marsman, Alfonso Guadagnino, then Newmarch Carstairs, Sanagra. Rosa comes in early on in proceedings. And here's the incident coming up here. He slides to
tonight. What's going on? Yeah, it's a little bit happening. Track's obviously complete.
There's plenty of action as Tyler Pickens fights back there side by side. Place then Rocky Hickey, the state champ back in fourth. Tyler Pickens still in fifth place. Then Riley Burgess, Kobe Woodell.
Steel roll.
Is back there in fourth place. Then Tyler Pickens, second place.
What are you checking in here?
I just got some run out in the brakes. Just trying to figure out
Marshall still in front
what's
from
going on.
Braxton Watts. They come out of Mobile 1. There's a lap to go. The white flag is out. And yeah, I reckon he might get him to on this last lap. Marshall from Watts. A little bit. So head down into turn 1. We've got the yellows on. We've got a car that's spun.
A little bit. We got another one left?
Shell into the main straight around the cone they come.
Pay off another
The back half of the field was severely inconvenienced with one of the cars not firing. Waddell, Tyler Pickton, then Will Golding, Riley Burgess,
As Gavin Mygro and Mikey Rimmer are looking at the track, I caught up with Gavin Mygro just a little bit earlier to see what he had to say about the track surface and the King of Wings night.
We sort of pretty much anticipated that, when you're running 2 days in a row, we had 100 race teams last night, got another 100 tonight, and pretty much separate teams. So warm weather, and we expected it to be a little bit, obviously Mikey started with a fairly a damp track last night, so that sort of helped the night run through fine last night, so it was a really good race meeting. And then, we always sort of knew we'd be up against a little bit because the wind was going to pick up, but we sort of anticipated that the wind would drop off, and now that the flags are pretty limp, so we're pretty excited. So get a nice track, it's slick and slows the cars down a little bit, but it makes the racing so much better. And what's a real credit to all the race teams now, they've all adapted over the last few years on actually adapting to a slicker racetrack, and they're pedaling the cars better. Obviously the shock technology's got better for all the teams, and it doesn't matter even at the top end of the sprint cars, the Maddington Toyota sprint cars, but right down to the limos and stuff like that. The limiteds are great. I mean, the races earlier on were good, the pro sprints are excellent, so it's really a credit to all of them. They're actually, and that I guess that technology that's been passed down through the different categories, that's helping them sort of get racing really, really well on a track like this. So it's exciting. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could always probably put an inside wall around there, and that'd be a bit higher than a curb, wouldn't it? So at the end of the day, you race on the track, and many years ago that we would sort of had probably been a bit at fault, and that guys were racing on the bike track and very hard to police and measure. But even with our great support of Frank Scarterfield tonight, I mean, he's got those cameras up there, so the guys have got great technology now. The stewards have got the technology to be able to look at infield passes if they choose there, but pretty much they get spoiled anyway because there's sparks coming off them, or they probably do a little bit of damage. So at the end of the day, you race on the track. Don't go down there. Sometimes it happens. You get pushed down there, but everyone's reasonably respectful with each other, so it's pretty exciting. Absolutely, really exciting. I'm very proud of what we're achieving at the moment for the Perth Motorplex. It's things are going really well, and the race teams it's a completely united sport right now. The race teams, the social media presence, and other sports can learn from this, where all the teams are actually up and about. They're all got great social media presence. They're selling their products, which therefore will allow them to sell their race teams, and we're just absolutely privileged to have such a great sport and great people and great sponsors like Scarterfields and Maddington Toyota and stuff like that actually get behind us. And there's so many more sponsors that we could rattle on for ages about, but that's what makes the difference here. I mean, we're very proud to lead the sport in a sense with that, but we've got some great people around us too, that are all for that as well. So it makes it easier when you're rowing in the same direction, and like I said before, other sports can learn from those things. So we're pretty pumped up about it, So it's absolutely awesome right now.
Wow, the man they call Jimmy, James English, reigning King of Wings champion, just absolutely annihilated him in that one. And I'll show you a couple of laps. He doesn't even move the wheel much. I mean, he's not even working hard, so they got that car set up awesome. That's a silly sprint car.
I know, good. I hope they beat that out. City some nights and that.
Oh, yeah, get covered.
Everywhere.
Alright, we're going.
So there we go.
Let's do it.
Now, I'm not a commentator and I don't pretend to be, but I throw some words in because it's always hard to hear the commentary team while the racing's going. Comment on the YouTube channel whether I should keep doing it or just shut up.
Here we go, it's the Scarterfield Smash King of Wings. Off the front is the 8 of Andrew Piolo. The outside is Jimmy Inglis, last year's champion. Here we go, 40 laps for the stop. James Inglis leads it. right with him. Coyle's hammering around the top. Here comes Chris Coyle in the merchant contracting number 79. Inglis bounces it off the wall with the right rear. All good chlorine laps at the moment. Inglis, great through lap traffic. Oh, just about gets taken out. Well, himself really, but here comes Coyley. Coyley underneath Inglis. Gets the lap car as well. Chris Coyle's in the front in the King of Wings. The Scarterfield smash here at the Perth Motorplex. Inglis slow jumps. Great driving, both of them. Slide jump city, here we come. Call back in front. Rob Slow blocks Inglis's run. Here comes King Shot. There's shots on 3 on screen. Inglis pushes through, it's going to be close. Here comes King Shot around the outside of Coyle. Well, it's done for young and old. Here comes Dane King Shot for Cricket Motorsport. There's action everywhere, but we've got to stay with the leaders. Inglis has got AJ Nash in front of him. So you're running for the top 3. It's Inglis, King Shot, and Coyle. Oh, Inglis gets done. Oh no! Inglis touches the lap car and Maiolo spins the model all on his own. He goes to the back of the bus, I would say. Wow. Wow. So your restart will be Dane King Shot, Chris Coyle, Caden Manders, Andrew Priolo, Cameron McKenzie is your top 5. And Jimmy Inglis is at the back of the bus, but there's only 10 laps down, so he's still got 30 to get to the front, but it's going to be a hard ask from there. So after McKenzie, you've got the 25 of Taylor Milling in 6th. Mitch Wormel 7th. Lancaster. Kendrick. Then it's Michael Pickens. Trent Pigden. Kai Scroop. Tim King. 14 of Jason Pride. Brad Maiolo. JD Dack. We'll go back to the leaders. We're going to go green. 10 down. We've got a stoppage. And we'll restart them again. Kai's group was involved with that incident. So James Inglis just picked up 2 spots and hasn't done an extra lap, so he'll be happy with that. Okay, lights are out, we're going to go green. It's King Shot, Coyle, Manders, Briolo. Yellows again. Okay, so they've called it the stoppage at lap 15.
I'm not sure why they would go back laps. So the counter has started.
You know exactly where we're heading right now. We're heading down to the inside of TD Granny Flats at Modular Homes turn number 1 to chat to one Dane Kingshot. This and help him out to make.
So Frank's challenge is to Dane Kingshot, who is leading at the moment.
Who wants to see Dane Kingshot take on Frank's fan challenge?
So $7,500 to win this race. If Kingshot takes the challenge, he goes back to the third row, and he can pick inside 5 or outside 6. And if he wins it from there, he gets an extra $7,500, which gives him a total of 15.
Take the challenge and go back to the third row for a chance at $15,000.
Big call.
Look, I know what the crowd wants. Unfortunately, it's a bigger situation than just tonight for us. So, as much as I hate it for all the people here on the hill, we're going to have to start this thing off the front again. And I've been bitten by this before, so yeah, once bitten, twice shy.
So Dano decides not to take the challenge, and he's going to run off the front.
Frank's challenge tonight. Good for Frank Scarfield, who keeps $7,500 back in the back pocket. But that keeps Dane Kingshot resuming this race from the pole for a chance at taking away the $7,500 to win.
Right, as they roll around ready for the restart, there's 15 down, 25 to go. So Kingshot didn't take the challenge. Understandable. His points on the line, and he played a joker, I believe. So double points for him for the championship if he wins it tonight. Unfortunate for Frank Scarterfield, the challenge didn't go off, but he saved $7,500. Chris Coyle, second spot. You can actually see Chris's wing. He's pushed it right back. So it's up on a high angle, trying to get some traction on those rear wheels. Andrew Briolo is third. Fourth is Caden Manders. Taylor Milling's fifth. Mitch Wormel's come from about 14th or something. Mackenzie, Kendrick, and the man from New Zealand, Michael Pickens. Here we go. 25 to go. The Scarterfield King of Wings. Have a look at Taylor Milling around the outside. Big move, the crowd clap. Great races. Back in the pack. Manders goes back in front. Good scrap. Oh, Priolo squeezes him up against the wall. Here comes Wormel. We're going to go back to your leaders now. Kingshot still leads it. Coyle takes it out to 3 laps to wind her up. Third is Priolo. Manders. Good battle. Oh, I think they touch. Kevin Milling. Verbal gets a good run out of 2. We'll pick the leaders up on the next one. Oh, no. Wormel's hit Milling. Thought he was clear, but he wasn't. Taylor Milling's gone upside down in a spectacular way. All right, lights are out. Here we go again. So it's Kingshot. We'll lead this one away. 19 laps down, 21 to go. Chris Coyle, Andrew Priolo, Caden Manders. Then it's Mitch Wormel and the man from New Zealand, Michael Pickens. Cameron McKenzie, Brad Mayolo in the 77, Ryan Lancaster, Jason Kendrick, we go back to Satori, James Inglis, He's made up a lot of places. JD Dack, Nash. All right, we're going to go back to the front of the field. We're not even halfway yet. Takes a couple of laps to wind that number 79 from Merchant Contractors up. Riolo, an interesting line, running low on the racetrack. Kate Manders is about 30 car lengths behind him. Laps down, Coyle just gets a couple of more car lengths on the two. The Ricky Motorsport star with Dane Kingshot. Oh, how we love the lap traffic in sprint car racing. And here comes Dano on top of it. The first one he'll come up on is Trent Bigden and Guy Screw. Navigates Bigden all right, but tags the fence. Coyle's right there again. There's an advantage for being the second car. Coyle about 2 car lengths in it now. Kingshot stays to the top. Oh, Coyle's tagged the wall. Scrubbed off a fair bit of speed. Not really what he wanted at that point in time. Kingshot, lovely. Oh, banks the fence in the right rear. Gets it a bit untidy, and here comes Coyley. Can he be patient enough? Still a lot of laps left. Riolo's gone to the top as well, and he's starting to catch him too. Trying to stay a car length off the fence. 29 laps down, it's all Kingshot. Riolo gets caught up in the lap traffic. Will spins his butt off. The Mobile 1, number 2 for the Cricky Motorsports, doing nice. Coming to put a lap up on Jason Bride. Can Coyley run again? He might have used his tyres up. 31 down. Oh, the tyre gone right up in front. Unbelievable. Lancaster's lost a tyre. Lancaster lost a tyre right in front of the Cricky Motorsport number 2, Dane Kingshot. How he didn't hit him, I have no idea. And then Coyley as well. Unbelievable. This race is thrown up a lot. Frank, you might have saved $7,500, but I tell you what, it's entertaining with 31 laps in the book. And we will get to lap traffic once again when it goes green. Just take a look at the different wing angles now. Coyley has got it right up. Trying to tighten that car up. He's got damage to it as well in that accident. Will that play a big effect? Will definitely do something to the car. Andrew Priolo always restarts and he hugs the bottom for a couple of laps. but when he went to the top, he gained on him. So it'll be an interesting couple of laps to see what Priolo does. Caden Manders is 4th. 5th is the New Zealand superstar in speed cars and a sprint car driver part-time, but doing a fantastic job in the Mobile 1 Avalon Group. Number 3 Williamson sprint car, that's Michael Pickens. Brad Mayolo will be 6th starting. Kendrick behind him. Lights are out. 31 down. Are we going to go green till the end? Who's going to win this one? King Shot's gone, and he's going to get a few car lengths on Chris Coyle. Kendrick trying to round up. Have a look at Pickens. Pickens moves into 4th. Kendrick comes with him. Pickens is running the low line. We'll go back to the front. And there's King Shot about 8 car lengths in front of the 79 Virgin contracting car of Chris Coyle. 33 laps down. Jimmy Inglis into 6th, just passes Kane Manders. Inglis is on the move and probably needs another 2 yellows. King Shot, through lap traffic, 36 down, 4 to go. Rails the top, into turn 1 and 2, down the back straight. Out of the Clayton View, Mobile 1, turn number 4 and down the main straight. Has Coyle got anything for him? I don't think so. Coyle bounces off the wall again. King Shot, so solid. Hasn't done anything wrong tonight. 38, gone. Coyle starts to close. Loses a little bit off turn 2. King Shot just scrapes the fence. White flag out. 1 to go. Dane King Shot, the Cricket Motorsport number 2. Matty Cochran will be pretty happy with this. They've guessed right. They've set it up. They've done all the right things. And it's Cricket Motorsport will take the King of Wings here for Scarterfield Smash Repairs 2023 at the Perth Motorplex. Well done, Dane King Shot. What a great drive. Never put a foot wrong. There's a couple of scary moments in front of him. And I bet his dry cleaner will be cleaning his undies tomorrow in a couple of places. But tell you what a great drive.
We're making their moves. Some of them started early as he celebrates on top of that car down King Shot in what is a...
Dane King Shot pretty happy with that. He's the Scarterfield Smash King of Wings champion for 23.
He successfully played.
Number 2, please welcome your winner, Dane King Shot.
We catch up with the King of Wings winner, Dane King Shot.
Well, from the start of the night, I put the thing in the fence in my first qualifying lap, and it killed my second one as well, and we missed the invert. And I got racing in the heat race with Mitch Wormel, probably one of the biggest races I've ever had in a sprint car, and we ended up getting him in it. dash, and we obviously made a few spots up in that, and then we knew we were good. We just that qualifying hurt us. And then the feature race, we sort of planned on trying to get top 3, top 4 by the stoppage, and I'll be honest with you, I was just cruising around at the start, and we were just that good that I couldn't not take the opportunity to pass those guys when I had it. So we did, and come into the stop in the lead, and that's not always the best thing to happen, but I knew after that if I just hit my marks, and as long as it didn't take rubber down low or anything like that, and just watching the lap cars speed, making sure that they weren't getting much quicker than me, and I sort of just knew if I just hit my marks on top, which it was super thin, but that's how I like it when it becomes you've got to lift off the throttle a little bit and drive the things a bit more technical, and just like I say, I'm absolutely pumped to get the win. I was just really driving the thing carefully. I mean, I don't think I've raced on the track like that before and not got in the wall too many times. I think I touched it once and that was it. The rest of the time was just, like I say, hitting my marks. I knew I probably wasn't going to be the quickest car, but if someone was going to have to pass me, they were going to have to be pretty good. So, like I say, it's one of those things. I think I drove probably the smartest race I've driven in a sprint car, and it reminds me of the days in the midget when I was coming out here and winning races. So it's good to start getting to that level, and hopefully we can just keep carrying it from here.
Well, we spoke at the start of the night, and from where you started to right now, I don't think you would have thought you were going to get up as far as you did.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I can race good. The experience I got, of course, but just getting around here was tricky at first. So I knew I could race all right, and it was just a matter of me just figuring it out. And once you get to clicking off a few laps and everyone starts to spread out and the track changing, that's when I really started to enjoy it, and figuring out trying to run the bottom through 1 and 2 was really good. I had a blast. I appreciate all these guys behind me, Carl and the whole Williamson family. Awesome, had a blast. It's really tricky to hit. I was saying to the boys afterwards, if you hit it a little shallow at a sort of the curve, it bounced the car off. And if you missed it, obviously in no man's land, you had to hit it just right, and I probably got it right 75% of the time. But when you did get it right, it was wicked. Your extra speed off the 2 was unreal.
How was lap traffic around here? Looked pretty hectic.
Yeah, it was cool. That's what I love when it gets hectic like that, because it sorts everyone out, and there's I guess a margin for error. So try and capitalise on it and not make any mistakes yourself. So it was awesome, man.
He had to obviously adapt pretty quick, so after qualifying he done well, like with what it was like, and just slowly progressed during the whole night. So even in his heat races, just got better, passing cars. Every time he went out, he was passing cars. So he started out 16th in that feature race. Fair way back for a feature race like that. There's some pretty good cars in front of him, and just slowly picked them off. And at that half-time stop, he was in a good position. I think he went back out at 9th for the second half of the race, and again just adapted to the track, found some really good lines down the bottom there and just used his foot control, and he got up there to about 4th place I think in the end, and sort of impressed all of us really, because it's not every day someone can come over here. Like we had a lot of over east people come over the race, and they couldn't adapt to the track as quick as Michael Pickens could, so very impressed. Yeah, it's something that I can even learn on is watching him. So the way he just gets in the corners, he opens up his entry, getting into turn 1 and manages to pin the thing down and gets his left front up on the curb. And you might be able to nail that one lap, but he's doing that 8-9 laps in a row. So very, very good car control, and it would be great to see him come over here and race again, because I think he needs more time over here, and he'll be a top contender as well. Pretty proud of the team. Me being out of the car, and for the team to put a couple of drivers in the car and still get good results and have a good time. I'm just pretty proud of the team and what they've done. So it's about all I've got to say, really.
We would like to thank Michael Pickens and Callum Williamson, as well as all the team of the Williamson Motorsport Sprint Car Crew, for allowing us access in tonight. See you all in episode 6.